Moses is about to die, and he wants to leave them with some final instructions as they prepare to go into the promised land. The ones that refused to believe God and went the whole trip with their foot on the brakes all died in the wilderness. God waited until their kids were of age, and he took them in instead. Of all those adults who came out of slavery, only 2 believed God and got to go into the land of Israel with the kids, Caleb and Joshua. Moses didn't even get to go in. You remember the rock debacle? At the time, God was not angry with the people, and he told Moses to speak to the rock so that water would flow. But Moses was still angry with the people, so he said, "Listen, you rebels. Must we bring you water from this rock?" And he struck the rock instead. God punished Moses for misrepresenting him to the people. His punishment: he could not go into the promised land. He could just see it from a distance. Moses made a point, 3 times actually in his speech, of telling him how they were the cause of him not being able to go into the land. He pleaded with God to let him go in, but God says, "Stop asking me, you're not going in." After Moses admonishes them to love God, keep his commandments, he gives them more instructions. Instructions on driving out the nations, not worshiping other gods, observing the feasts, describing the consequences of them doing what God says and being blessed, or not doing what God says and being cursed. It's important to add that God's blessings and cursings are not something that has to be monitored. Just like we don't need gravity police. If you step off a tall building, the result will follow. You don't need blessings and cursings police. If you obey or disobey God, the appropriate result will follow. Moses blessed all the tribes, appointed Joshua as his successor, and then God told him to go up to Mount Nebo. There the Lord showed him the whole land of Israel, from the Golan Heights to all the land of Judah and Samaria, land as far as the Mediterranean Sea. Then Moses died, and God buried him.